Hey, we're Saints. Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us. I've been observing conversations I have, as well as the conversations that other people have. And something interesting popped into my small little mind, and that was the realization that we often engage in conversations that are really not of great value, and yet we feel compelled to continue to engage them, to respond, to answer, and to go down rabbit holes that, lead nowhere. It's really almost like an unconscious or subconscious reaction. Like when someone says to you, "What time is it?" It's really difficult not to look at your watch and tell them what time it is. It's just something that happens naturally occurring in the wild. Likewise, with conversations, we often respond to things we don't really need to respond to. Let's say this, an important, probably I think one of the most important tips in conversation that I want to share with you today, and take this pearl home with you: not every conversation needs to be had. Let me say that again. Take this pearl home with you today. Not every conversation needs to be had. I think this is so important. Even if you read our book, The Way of the Warrior Saint, we have an entire chapter dedicated to that very topic itself, that not every conversation needs to be had. In the Epistle of James, in the first chapter, he's really focused a lot in this letter on the tongue, right? Speaking, talking, hearing, thinking, the way we communicate. And he says, "Brethren," in chapter 1, "let every man be quick to hear and slow to speak." I really like this because especially for one who is as verbose as I am, talking all the time, all day, every day, it's really important that we first learn to listen and hear what other people are talking about. One of the things that we like to share with people, again, it's in the book, we use it all over the place, is one of our most beautiful practical points, and that is the 3-second rule. Though it may seem awkward and uncomfortable, the 3-second rule is this: that when you're having a conversation with someone, wait 3 seconds after they finish speaking before you respond, right? What that does is, number one, it allows you to fully hear the other person. Number two, it allows you to overcome that, ooh, I know what I'm going to say challenge that we have when we're in conversations. And most importantly, it validates your hearing in the other person's mind, right? Like, in other words, they know that you're actually listening to them. You may not even agree with them, but they know that you are actually listening and that you care enough to see the full content of what it is they're trying to say. These things, just with that quick 3 seconds, are beautiful tools that we can use as we are trying to be quick to hear and slow to speak. The second part about being slow to speak is that sometimes conversations just don't need to be had. Sometimes people come to me and say, "Father, you should do X," or "What if you tried Y?" or think about these different things. And the tendency is to want to respond and yeah, well, we can try that. And well, here's why we did this, and all of the kind of stuff that goes on. And it's really, I don't know, maybe not essential that we entertain each and every idea. And so I've come to the realization, and it took me a long time to get there. Maybe you could get there faster. But I come to the realization, like, look, I don't have to engage everything. I don't have to have every conversation. And especially, here's the key: when someone tries to bait you into something, when someone tries to taunt you with a snarky little remark, a temptation to go back at them, don't bite. Don't play with it. Not every conversation needs to be had. It's a very difficult thing. Very easy for me to stand here today and say, boom, go get it, but it's very hard to do. Good news. At warriorsaints.org, when you subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint, we have an entire lesson called "Not Every Conversation Needs to Be Had." It's similar to the book, but it also has some extra value for us. So if you're learning or wanting to learn how to overcome that temptation to engage every conversation that comes your way, it's really simple. Visit warriorsaints.org and subscribe to our course, our on-demand online course, The Way of the Warrior Saint, and search for "Not Every Conversation Needs to Be Had." If you do it, you listen to it, you learn it, and implement the tools that we give you in your life immediately, you will start to see yourself slipping away from all of those non-essential conversations. Love you, beautiful people. Great to see you. We'll be back tomorrow as always. Keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.